My name is Nathalie Syaloom A.G.
Good day all, my name is Davy Damara.
My name is Raphael Christofano Avianto.
My name is Anastasia, Louisa, Yoesoef.
My name is Jason.
So the first is the facts and statistics of Yogyakarta. Yogyakarta is located in the Southeast Asia in a country called Indonesia on Java Island at special region of Yogyakarta. The capital is Yogyakarta itself, and it's ruled by Yogyakarta Sultanate with Hamengkubuwono X as the government and Pakualam X as the vice government. The population by 2020 is 440,000, with the biggest religion there is Islam. Yogyakarta only have two seasons, which are dry and rain season. The second point is about the origin of languages that exist in Yogyakarta. The official language in Yogyakarta is Indonesian language. However, there is one common language they use, which is Javanese language.
Wayang kulit is one of the main culture that is well known in Yogyakarta. It is a leather puppet performed in a shadow place form. It is a traditional amusement in the old days in Yogyakarta, where wayang means theater and kulit means skin. Batik. Making batik is also strong culture from Yogyakarta. It is a cloth that uses a manual traditional wax resist dyeing technique. Jogja is known for the origins of Javanese kraton batik or Javanese court batik, which is the oldest batik tradition known to Java. Batik has earthy color tones such as black, brown, and dark yellow. The motifs of batiks have symbolic meanings. Some designs are made and only can be worn by royalty. Sekaten is a famous traditional ceremony in Yogyakarta, started from the 5th to 12th day in the Javanese calendar of Mulut month. Sekaten festival is an Islamic celebration that takes place each year during the week of the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad. Labuhan comes from the word labu, which means to throw away into. This ceremony preserves a long sacred relation between the Sultan of Yogyakarta as the direct descendant of Panembahan Senopati, the first ruler of the second Mataram Kingdom, and the goddess of the South Sea, Kanjeng Ratu Nyai Roro Kidul. Good day all, my name is Davy Damara, and I'm going to talk about family in the eyes of the Javanese culture. Java local culture in the era of globalization increasingly less attractive to young people these days, especially in the Yogyakarta. In this era of technology, in the era of cultural exchange, it will increasingly fade away if this case wasn't taken seriously. Now I'm going to talk about how women were treated in the Javanese culture, especially Javanese housewives. Women were always treated as second place or second priority, especially housewives, because the old stigma still considered men as the powerful ones and they are in charge of taking control. So basically women, especially in the Javanese culture, are often degraded. Now, I'm going to talk about basic social etiquette and norms in Yogyakarta. First of all, we should communicate with elder people with formal language. It's basically we're showing respect to them. When we want to address someone in Indonesia, especially in special region of Yogyakarta, it would be considered more polite if we use the term bapak or sir, ibu or ma'am before mentioning their actual name. The third one, we do not shake hand or lend an object with left hand. Why? Because it's considered disrespectful, because left hand considered used for cleaning our private part. The fourth one, we need to remember to remove our shoes or slippers before we enter inside a house. Another thing in Yogyakarta, people will criticize you for wearing an open attire in public. Do not use index finger while giving a direction. It's considered impolite. Using your thumb considered polite, especially for Japanese people. You should not touch someone's head, especially elder people. Now I'm going to talk about the role of hospitality in Yogyakarta. Indonesian people known to be generous and kind. When you visit their home, you will be served with the best hospitality that the family has and could give, such as they would serving us snacks and they even offer us some drink. Indonesian people also often give small gifts to the guests' children, such as snacks for them to bring it home or even particular amount of money. You should always show a sense of excitement in your voice, in your face, in your gesture, even though sometimes the guests aren't uninvited and unexpected. You need to be able to always look excited and engaged, also involved while having conversation with them. Sometimes the conversation took an amount of time, so we should be able to be initiative to show the guests where the restroom is.
Gift giving or sasarahan is usually done when there's a marriage proposal. For example, if the male groom give items to the bride, it's usually symbolizing a vow or promise. In Yogyakarta, the culture is similar to most Japanese cities, but in Jogja, the Japanese culture is thicker than the Muslims, like in most Java. Therefore, the sasarahan is usually come in the form of traditional food, clothing, jewelry, instead of the usual tools for prayer. On the day of the wedding, the groom does not need to bring additional sasarahan, or they can. It's optional, but it's basically a symbol for the future so that the bride and groom will live in peace and together until the end.
This is called Marak Dahar when the sultans were eating as seen in the eating tradition of Sultan Hamengkubuwono IX. There is unique tradition contradicting educative values in this tradition that educate the whole family about discipline while eating in the table. Discipline was applied on the order eating based on the position and age. As the result, the whole family of the sultan had to appreciate and respect to the older people. The younger members of the sultan's family learned about politeness, patience, and serenity in the dining.
The dining etiquette in Yogyakarta follows the dining etiquette for most Japanese cities. Washing hands before eating, washing feet before eating, because most people in Java eat lesehan style and use their hands while eating, which means by cleaning your hands and feet, you will respect the food and the owner of the place, so you will avoid to make the place dirty. Praying before eating is also one of the cultures. Praying before eating means that we are grateful for the food that we have been given, so that the food will bless us. Cleaning the table before eating or preparing the table means that people usually prepare the silverwares before eating, but in Japanese cities, we don't do that because we eat by our hands.
Gudeg is made with unripe jackfruit and served with cow skin and sambal, also santan rice.
And how to conduct business in Yogyakarta. Jogja is a cities with a lot of tourists, both international and domestic tourists. Opening up a gift shop is one of a good idea in the Jogja because there are plenty of tourists. Credit cards and virtual bank accounts are available or can be used in most places in Jogja. Jogja is identical with the touristy place, but it's still quite cheap, so warung or stalls are still popular because they are not too expensive or unaffordable. Jogja is also one of the very artistic city with murals, music, or street performances. One of the popular street is Malioboro. It's one of the icon of Jogja. There are lots of street performers, small shops, etc. When going to Jogja, Malioboro is one of the must go to places because it's very beautiful at night.
Waktu nikmati bersama suasana Jogja.
What to wear when conducting a business in Yogyakarta and business meeting in Yogyakarta, as well as negotiating in Yogyakarta. So what you want to wear when conducting a business in Yogyakarta for men are by wearing long sleeve batik shirt paired with black trousers and a pair of black loafers. For additional accessories, you can wear a blankon and some watches. For women, you can wear batik blouses paired with black trousers and heel palm shoes with some additional accessories such as headscarf and hijab for the Muslim. Some examples of business meeting in Yogyakarta are it is important to build some quality time in getting to know each other with your business partner by holding meetings to create trust. Yogyakarta style in business meetings communications very direct as it embraces the traditional ways. And lastly, for negotiating in Yogyakarta, you should make an agreement first so that you will get the exact time for your negotiation. The negotiating culture in Indonesia may also take a lot of time as people tend to acquire a closer relationship with their client first by talking with their client about personal subject that might be out of the topic of the negotiation. That is all from my part. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Anastasia Louisa Yoesoef, and now I'm going to sum up everything from what my friend said before. To sum up everything that has been stated, Yogyakarta is a city in Indonesia that still strongly holds a lot of cultures and beliefs in it. There are many cultures in Yogyakarta such as wayang kulit, making batik, sekaten, grebengan, and labuhan. One of the cultures about how people treated women in Yogyakarta can be a strong example that shows how thick the culture in Yogyakarta is. Some of them still believes in old stigma until now. People in Yogyakarta still also implements the social etiquette and norms in their daily lives, as well as the gift-giving etiquette and dining etiquette. In the gift-giving etiquette, people in Yogyakarta have a habit to do seserahan. Seserahan is usually done when there is a marriage proposal, while in the dining etiquette, Yogyakarta doesn't have a lot of differences with other areas in Indonesia. Basically, the dining etiquette in Yogyakarta talks more about hygiene and politeness. For example, wash hands before eating, pray before eating, eat slowly but fast, and others.